This one's going on my narcissistic series. I have not had any recent interactions, like big time or anything, with a narcissist, but I think I just had an interaction with a victim of narcissistic abuse where we started to have like a really petty argument, like super petty, little spat. And I started to get like, are you serious? But then I rethought that, and I was like, oh, this person being a victim of narcissistic abuse is this combative because I know that in their everyday life and the majority of their interactions with an adult figure, they have to defend themselves. They're constantly having to defend themselves. They are, interestingly enough, starting to get sick more and more and more, from what I understand. And their partner, from like, I've only seen glimpses of the partner's life who is a narcissist, not interacted with them, looks very well put together, like very clean, very crisp, very on top of things. And I'm like, oh, again, whether you're religious or not, well, this is for the religious people out there. Again, the man looketh on the outward appearance, and the Lord looketh on the heart. That keeps coming up. This couple I saw, she looks still good, but like, beautiful, of course, amazing person. And I can't see auras. I don't know if that's even a real thing that people can see auras, but if I could, hers would be shining golden, glorious. However, I also see like the outward appearance, and from what others see of her and what I've heard, she's not doing very good, and I'm worried. And I am regretting starting that little spat with her. And I did take it back as quickly as possible, and now I feel really bad because there's more going on. And I was just interacting with like a stupid, petty thing, right? Anyhow, so yeah, that's what my interaction with her was like, but now I'm seeing like the bigger picture. I'm like, oh, she's with a narcissist. I need to be reminded of that. And he is doing everything to like look perfect. And he does. He looks cool, calm, collected, well-rested, super healthy. But I know that to get there, like, I do believe people can be like that and not stomp on others to get there. But I know that he's actually like that because he is happy when others are in pain and miserable and not feeling well, because he sees everything as a competition. And so he gets around people who he sees more flaws in, and that makes him happy because he's the top of the game. He's at his top of the game in comparison to those people. Narcissists, covert narcissists, darling. And so getting around whatever victim he's with, or other victims in his life, he didn't just, like, he took people who were already healthy, doing well, and he's like taking their energy. I know that sounds really woo-woo, but there's actual like physical ways he's doing that too. And it's very clear to me that, I mean, from my perspective, right, he's getting happy, he's getting elevated by making this victim's life harder, which is why this person seems pretty combative. And so just one sign to look for if you have friends who are like super defensive. Sometimes that could actually be the narcissist, and sometimes that could be the victim. And there's usually a whole history there. But I'm seeing this defensiveness come to play because I know that this person is probably very likely with a covert narcissist. And so, yeah, mostly they're living their life. Most of their interactions are probably with the covert narcissist. And when you're with a covert narcissist, you have to be in constant defense mode because everything that you do is wrong to them. Everything. Nothing's going to be perfect. So you try to bend over backwards to do something they asked you to do, and then you pendulum swing and do what they asked you to do, and then they express their displeasure at that, even though you put your all into it. Anyways, this is just another, I don't think I described this quite as well and quite as simplistic as a lot of people who are like mental health professionals or so, but I kind of want to describe this without too much of the pathologization jargon, and just describing it in sort of words that actually aren't as articulate, because that's often how it feels being a victim, and I felt that way. It is more confusing. It is more like you can't describe it until you start to learn those words to understand it and describe it later through therapy. And so it's like I'm kind of in between. Like, I've had some therapy, and so it helps me to like explain through some of the words that the therapists would use, while also having like a lot of words that are just super confusing, and like I don't know exactly what was going on, and to sort of dumb it down and simplify it and speak in a way that might be more relatable might also be helpful to somebody. But yeah, I'm just like, with narcissists now, it's not just being with the narcissist, but understanding that sometimes people's behavior when they're with a narcissist can get a little confusing because of the dynamic that person and the double binds that person has been placed in, and how the narcissist likes to play with their head. And sometimes that can manifest in mental health things. Sometimes it doesn't manifest mentally. Sometimes it manifests in just a lot of physical health issues, because I've started to learn, I would definitely need to read up on this more, but I have started to learn that being with a narcissist causes physical health issues, causes brain damage. On just a basic logical level, of course you're going to experience more physical health problems when your cortisol levels are high. So the more that you're around the narcissist, the more your cortisol levels are high. That causes a slew of issues, right? Like, one thing that high cortisol levels can do can cause excess adipose tissue. That's one thing I've heard of. Other things, just brain fog, confusion. Other things, just nervous system dysregulation, right? So, yeah, there's like subsequent things that happen from being with a narcissist. And then those things definitely manifest in physical health conditions, various ways. And so I see this person as like getting sick a little bit more. I'm like, there's a million reasons we can all get sick, but I'm highly suspect that this is the one big reason why. Oh yeah, and then going on to the woo-woo aura thing I was about to talk about, I'm like, yeah, and the man looketh on the outward appearance, the Lord looketh on the heart, all of that kind of stuff. I would suspect that despite this person being completely exhausted, physical health issues starting to pop up where they can't do as much as they would like to, their aura is golden and their narcissist aura is muddy.